Yeah, our whole model for spring season was to go a little bit later to try to avoid March Madness. So we could have started third week in February, get things going during March Madness, and then have April and May where it's full-time volleyball and the other spring sports, and just try to stay away from that. Now, and not necessarily for the Big Ten, because everybody in the Big Ten now has their own facility. Even Iowa was the last one. They have a new facility they're playing in. So we don't have any basketball conflicts. But if you look at the other 300 Division I programs, a lot of them are going to have basketball conflicts for gym time, practice time, and so on. And so that was our intent of moving it later. And then selfishly, I thought what would be really cool is you could have Big Ten baseball in Omaha, go Final Four volleyball in Omaha, USA swimming in Omaha, and then the World Series. So for about probably 6 weeks, Omaha could be the amateur sports capital of the world. But only the people that dream big would get that. So but that's what I was trying to sell. Once last week we found out the dates for sure of the spring season, when the Final Four is going to happen. We started working backwards, and again, we're using what the NCAA allows, and I won't go into all, I really don't understand all how it works. We have to hire people to explain it to us. But reality is we're going to work back from April 25th and gear our training between now and then to give us the best chance to start off really well on January 22nd, which is the first opening weekend, because right now we're anticipating we're going to be playing in the Big Ten, all Big Ten matches. So there is no room for error. And so right now we're still in a build-up phase, and very similar to football, we're just going to be a little bit behind them. We'll go into more of a training phase, and that'll lead us up into January 22nd to where we start the competitive season. The coaches are lobbying for an 11-week Big Ten season. That would mean 22 Big Ten matches, because if you look at January 22nd to April 3rd, I believe is 11 weeks. So we would like to have, if we're going to play all conference, let's play all Big Ten, as many as we can, in 22 matches. And so that would be very close to a full season, minus a few weeks there and a few matches. But we feel like that level of competition is going to prepare you for the NCAA tournament and being able to compete with any other conference or team in the country. You know, it's all about education, and then we have an older team now, and they're more experienced. We've got some great role models in our older players. I mean, they're very health conscious, and so I think they set a great example. So I feel pretty good about it. And again, we did our testing back in August. We tested out really well as a team. We had 7 players get in the 2,000-point club, which you were around the old days when football used to do that. That's a big deal in our program if you can get into the 2,000-point club. So that's half our team is in the 2,000-point club. So they did a really good job of managing all summer and dealing with all the hardships of trying to, not be as organized and together as we normally are in a normal year, and they've done a really good job. And again, it makes me feel good as a coach. Again, we have an experienced veteran team that knows how to get it done. I think one player told me this morning that she feels like all the stress is gone, and these players are they're routine, and this is my fault. We're very routine in everything that we do. We like to be on a schedule. We like to be in a routine. All that has been taken away for the last several months. So that's created stress for them. And then us not being together and not knowing all the, when it was going to happen. But I felt one of my jobs as a head coach, and everybody asked, how do you keep them together? How do you keep them motivated? I tried to keep them in the loop as much as I knew and predicting what would happen ahead before they would hear it in the media or on Twitter or whatever. So I've been really trying to explain to them the process, what's going on, how they're making decisions, what it's going to look like, and where we're moving. And so I've been pretty accurate on those predictions, I guess, if you want to call it, and so I think that's helped them get through it. But I think there's a huge relief right now. Okay, now we know. Here we go. And I immediately saw a change in the weight room, just with their demeanor, their attitude, their energy, their excitement to be there. Immediately just changed when we had a plan.
Thanks, everyone.
This is pretty cool.